Hi friends, how are we doing? And so today's video we are going to focus on present tense, things that are happening in the now, right? For the present tense, right, you will do subject, verb, and then like the object, and then if there's a noun afterward, then the noun. He calls the child. Pause. So in a way, we have ju is used to indicate him or her and so forth. But because in every language we like to shorten things and make it more expedient, we do that in a way too. And so if you hear it's also indicative of ju, like him or her. And so sometimes we'll say ju and sometimes we'll say just to make it short and snappy. Ju atongwa, ju tongwa. And so the verb here will be ntong. So ntong will be in the infinitive, but when you conjugate it, you just drop the n at the beginning, and then it just ntong, ju tongwa. He calls the child. Ju tongwa. He calls the child. In Bangwa also there's no they, like THE. So instead of saying the child, you just say child. He calls child. That's it. You good to, he plays. When you're talking about somebody playing, you use the verb to do, right? So atu is play, but it's not a verb. And so you were saying good to. He doesn't call the child. He doesn't call the child. How would you say that? Ju te moi tong. Ju te moi tong. Now that we're gonna change it a little bit, and it will be subject, and then the negative, which will be te, like te, will be not. Object will be after the negative. So now it kind of switches a little bit, where like the object will be after the negative, moi, and then the verb will be last, like tong. Ju te moi tong. So the verb is last when it's a negative sentence. So what about the present continuous tense? So you use the word se, which is like a form of conjugation of the verb to be. So in Nweh, we use the verb to be a lot. The verb to be is irregular. Irregular meaning that the conjugation does not follow where you just drop the first letter of the word and then everything is good. It's a little weird and different, and it's also different in the present, past, future, and so forth. Ju sin tong moi, like he is calling the child. Subject will be ju or a. Se will be to be, ntong, ntonga, ntonga, and then will be calling, and then the child. The word ntong will be irregular in the present continuous, in the sense that you attach an a urge behind it. Ju sin tonga moi. Ju sin tonga moi. It's not ju sin tong moi. You see what I'm saying? But like, say we were saying like he is playing, we will say ju sin good to. You hear that ng will be not like irregular. Ng is to do. Remember in the present, simple present tense, jugutu. You hear that? Jugutu. He plays. In the present continuous, you hear jusingutu. So there's no irregularity there. Like nothing is irregular. And I can't give you all the verbs that are irregular. We're just kind of going to walk through the verbs, the different many verbs that we have, and then we can kind of catch on into what like is regular and irregular. And unfortunately, because we have never really written the language and we don't have any like grammar books, we're gonna kind of write this and learn it as we go. Another thing you need to know is that because we have conjugated is si, we don't have to also conjugate ntong, which is to call, right? You say ntong, and that's pretty much the same in English, where like when you conjugate the first verb, you don't conjugate the second verb for the most part. Okay, now let's talk about present perfect. So this is kind of like past actions connected to like the noun, right? Like things that are happening now. And so we can say, he has called a child. Atong me is the modifier that we add to it. So I or ju tong. So then you go subject, verb, and then that modifier or auxiliary, and then the object, which is the more, right? And so it's a little weird in the sense that the the modifier is not always like m. It can be ma, but typically it's me or ma, and it kind of based on the flow of things. And so if you're speaking and you make a mistake and you use either or, somebody will probably correct you, or you will kind of be like, that sounds a little off. And so, like, for example, jugutu, it will be like agamatu, agamatu, like he has play. It's not agamutu, jutongmumwa, agamatu. So like that modifier is for the atongmumwa is me, and then for play agamatu, atongmagi is he has called him. If you want to say I have called the child, mun tong mungwa, basically the same. And then if you want to say I have called him or them, mun tong ma gap. So like if you want, if it's you and you're referring to calling another person that is like he, she, they, you will go mun tong ma gap. I have called them, or mun tong ma gi. So, but if it's a him or her calling the child, or calling like another person, particularly a him, her, they, you will say ju atong ma gap. So it's m, not m. It's ma, not me. You see what I'm saying? Subject, verb, modifier, object, noun. Okay, I filmed this and realized that I made a mistake, so I'm not going to redo the video. So here goes nothing. So for your present perfect continuous tense, the formula is pretty much the subject, the modifier, which is get na, and the verb plus the object. So for example, ju get nan tongomwa. He has been calling the child. Ju get nan tongomwa. He has been calling the child. For negative, you go subject, modifier for the negative, object, and then verb. So, for example, that will be ju ke tenan tongon. Remember the irregularity in the verb tong. So tonga will be what you will use. Ju ke tenan tongon. Like the ba, I'm not sure exactly what it means,